Hi, welcome to our fifth grade parent orientation. I'm Allison Cares.
I'm Avery Moore.
I'm Christy Quinones.
I'm Kathy Baker.
I'm John Culver.
And I'm Heather Kelly. We have made a fifth grade team website. If you click on this link, it will take you directly to our website where we have lots of information. We're going to go over many of these things tonight, but the things that we aren't going to go over, I'll go over real quick. We have some instructional videos that when we get into reading later in the year, we'll go through those with your kids. So it gives them step-by-step instructions on how to do stuff that we're going to do on the internet. And we also have some enrichment games. These links, this one will take you directly to Launchpad, and there's coding games and there's Prodigy math games the kids really like. And then these are also links to brain games. So that's just fun. If your child's bored at home, you can always send them to the fifth grade enrichment page. And then also we have a calendar, resources, and that has our technology help desk in case your child has problems with their username or password. And then the rest of the stuff we're going to go over this evening. Thanks.
Our wonderful fifth grade students came up with our fifth grade rules for this year. They are: treat others the way you want to be treated, follow the 7 habits, raise your hand if you want to speak, no use of electronics unless allowed by your teacher, and no bullying. They also came up with a wonderful fifth grade team mission statement, which is be kind, be respectful, be the best you can be.
Okay, I'm going to be talking about our fifth grade grading policy and behavior expectations. We do have a link on this presentation, so that way you can click on the link and it'll take you directly to our website, and our website has more information on the grading policy. Okay, students will receive a responsibility conduct mark for homework not handed in on time. A grade up to 70% will be recorded when redoing, retesting, and or reassessing for a failed grade, meaning if the student gets anything lower than a 70, the student can make it up for a 70. Okay, projects and long-term assignments will earn 5% deduction a day up to 20% total loss from the total grade, meaning it cannot go more than 20% of their grade. So if they have a project or long-term assessment, they start off with 100, they turn it in 4 days late, the highest they can get is an 80 at that point. Okay, late work will be accepted until the material has been assessed summatively, meaning after the units that they are working on, once they get that unit test, then at that point, no more late work for that unit will be accepted. Please note that any work missed during an unexcused absence is considered late work and will be graded as per late work policies. Many projects this year will be assessed using rubrics, and the teacher for that class or that project will go over the rubric with their student to discuss expectations when the assignment is introduced. Okay, late work. Late work is defined any assignment that is not submitted on the due date and or time, with the exception of makeup work due to absences. And we understand that this year, and absences can be a little crazy due to all the ever-changing guidelines, but we will work with your students. Okay, teachers may deduct up to 20% from the total grade. How I mentioned earlier, late work as well up until the summative test. Extensive late work will be reflected using comment codes section of their report card. So in their report card, they will have a comment section that will say turned in late, turned in assignment late, and so on and so forth. Okay, if your child fails due to an application of late work, that will not constitute in a reteach. So meaning we do not have to go over it again. It was just simply that they turned in the assignment late. Okay. We also have behavior expectations in 5th grade as well. Okay, we continue to teach children that they are responsible for their own actions. If rules are broken, they must learn to accept the consequences. If a student is misbehaving, the teacher will put a yellow conduct slip. Sometimes they're a different color, but usually a bright color on their desk to serve as a warning reminder that the student behavior needs to change. If their behavior does not improve, the student will receive the conduct mark. The student will complete this form with the teacher's initials and take it home for a parent signature. This is our way to communicate with parents for minor infractions. Okay, so the conduct mark will look like this. Of course, it will have your student's name, the date, and a reason why they received this mark. Okay, for example, if they did not turn in their homework the next day, I will give them one of these and mark off the option, I chose not to finish my homework. Okay, and then in the comments, I may put something like, they haven't done their homework or whatever the case is. If they chose not to follow directions, typically in the comments, we will put what directions they weren't following and things like that. So there's several different choices to choose from. I know these aren't specifically just the things we will give conduct marks for, but usually in the comment section, we will clarify the reasoning why we gave the conduct mark. Okay, these are to be returned usually the next day with the child's initials. Of course, the teacher will sign it when they sign the conduct slip to the student and the parent signature. The student will bring that back the next day and hopefully their behavior will improve. Okay, if they receive one of these conduct marks, it does go marked right here in their conduct grade. Okay, so this sheet right here, each student has one and it's per 9 weeks. So whenever we get a conduct slip, so we assign them conduct grades. Okay, their conduct grades go as E for excellent, S satisfactory, N needs improvement, and then U unacceptable. Okay, so right here, meaning if they get one conduct slip, sometimes we know, hey, they might have forgot their homework or something happened. We get the life happens. So that is the reason why if they just get one conduct slip, their grade will not change. We will write it down in this first spot here, put location, homeroom, no homework turned in, and then the date. Okay, but their grade still does stay at an E. Okay, now if the student was to get 4 conduct slips, and at that point, their conduct grade will drop from an E to an S. Okay, at that point, if they get 4 more, then their grade goes from an S to an N, and then the N to a U. Okay, so that was just a little rundown of the grading policy and behavior expectations and how we communicate with the student and the parents if they do receive a conduct mark. As well, if you need a more detailed grading policy, you could always check the NAISD website for a complete grading policy, but this right here is just the brief overview of what we expect.
Dress code. Midriffs, strapless tops, or spaghetti straps are not permitted. Tanks, sleeveless shirts must be at least 2 inches wide at the shoulder. Oversized armholes, jersey-type tanks, are not permitted without a sleeved undershirt. Please wear appropriate length shorts. The shorts should reach the student's fingertips with their arms at their sides. Pants, leggings that are made of spandex or similar material must have a top that completely covers the student's front and back to the length of the student's bottom. Hats, hoods on hooded sweatshirts, shirts, and jackets may not be worn during instructional time. If needed, appropriate hats, caps, and sunglasses may be worn during recess. For more detailed information on the NAISD Elementary Dress Code, please click on the link below.
Hi, I'm briefly going to discuss our homework for math and science this year in 5th grade. They will be given homework in both subjects Monday through Thursday night, unless we have a unit assessment that day. We try our best to not assign homework on the weekends, but depending on the class, if you're in the accelerated math class, you could possibly have homework on the weekends. And in your other subjects, you could possibly also, depending on if it's a project that you're working on and it's due after a weekend. But we try our best not to assign homework on the weekends. So right now, math and science will be on Monday through Thursday night. Science is generally given through STEM scopes on the Launchpad, and math is either out of our Go Math book or it's a worksheet that we've given out that day. It will be due the next morning when they come to class. We check them in class, we go over it, and it's designed to help them practice what we're learning that day in class for math. We don't have as much time to go through and have them practice the information they're learning. So the homework is designed so they get the extra practice with what we're learning in class. This is to help them get ready and be prepared for middle school when they will have different classes with homework pretty much nightly, depending on their class load.
In 5th grade, we have 9-week reading projects. We really don't give Monday through Thursday homework per se, but we expect all 5th graders to be reading, and then when they finish a book, they can do a project. If you click on this website, you will see this is our 5th grade website. We have a 9-week reading section. So the first 9 weeks, the children only need to read 2 books because we kind of are telling you this in the 9 weeks have already started, but the remainder of the 9 weeks, the second, the third, and the fourth, they will have 4 books each. The third and the fourth 9 weeks, we will be reading books in class together. And as long as they pass their test with a 70, those books will count towards their 9-week reading if they choose to count them. But going back, they're always due on the Wednesday before the end of the 9 weeks, but we do take them earlier, and they can continue their turning in their projects and accounting, even if like they turn in both books for the second 9 weeks with the projects, they can continue reading and doing the projects and turning them in even in the first 9 weeks, and we'll count it towards the second or the third or the fourth. Last year, I even had a child finish before December with all of the 9 weeks. And of course, she was an avid reader. But anyways, she continued to read. So we do have a little, we've given the kids that do, read the larger books a little bit of leeway here. So if they read a book that's 1 to 250 pages, it will count as 1 book. So if it's a 30-page book, then it will count as 1 book, and they have to do 1 project. If it's 251 pages to 500 pages, that's going to count as 2 books, but they still only do 1 project because ultimately it's 1 book. 501 to 750 pages counts as 3 books, but they turn in 1 project, but they'll get 3 grades for it. And 751 pages or more counts as 4. And again, they do 1 of the projects, but then it will give them 4 grades. So if you go down, the first one's going to be due Wednesday, October 6th. We told the kids that if they've read a book during the summer, they could do a project on that. That would count, plus they need to read 1 for the 9 weeks. And then they would come to this section down here. We do have these in our classroom, but it's a good explanation of each project, and there's a free space. We went over these projects with the children already, so they are aware of the project and what they need to do. And then they just need to make sure that they follow the directions of each project choice. They can only do 1 project per 9 weeks of the same type, but if they like doing the 3D scene, they can do 1 per 9 weeks of the same 3D scene, let's say, but they can't do all of their projects with 3D scene. And they have to get a full credit of 100, they have to follow the directions. If they want to do a free space, they can't choose something off of here and just change the directions to make it easier. They need to do something creative, and they have to, of course, get it approved from the teacher first. If you scroll down here, then you can see there's a word search option or a crossword. And then the free space, one of the options is a fallen puzzle, and these will take you directly there. The kids can make them right online. And there's all different types of things. They can make a comic strip by hand, of course. They could make a word search or a crossword puzzle by hand as well, but if they wanted to use these online free things, they can. They would have to make an account with the comic strip, so I told them that they would have to do that with their parents. I do need to change this. I see it's NC Squared, and that was last year's team, but it's the same email address. I'll get that changed right away. And anyways, if y'all have any questions, let us know. But this is the reading project, and like I said, there are 2 due this 9 weeks. One can be a book that they read in the summer, and some of the kids even on Friday worked on their projects and got them done. So they seem to like them, and they have a lot of choice here. So thank you.
Hardy Oak is a Leader in Me school, and we participate because it's a program meant to bring out the leaders in our students, in every single student. We have 7 habits that your students will hear about, will talk about in class. Habit number 1 is be proactive. It means I'm responsible for me. I take initiative. I don't blame others for my choices. Habit number 2 is begin with the end in mind. I set goals and I plan ahead. I have a meaningful purpose for what I do. Habit number 3 is put first things first. I set my priorities for myself and I make a plan. I'm organized. Habit 4 is think win-win. I have consideration for others. When conflicts arise, I look for what will work best for all. Habit number 5 is seek first to understand, then be understood. I listen to others' ideas. I try to look at things from other people's perspective. Habit number 6 is synergize. I value others people's strengths. I get along and work as a team with others and work well in groups. Last habit is habit number 7, sharpen the saw. I like to take care of myself, my health, my body, my mind. I like to spend time with my friends and my family. Those are the 7 habits that we will be discussing all year with your students, and they should be using that same vocabulary and language when they come home. Thank you.
At the beginning of each 9 weeks of this school year, your child will be responsible for coming up with one academic and one personal goal that they would like to try and achieve by the end of the 9 weeks. You, their parent, will be their accountability partner and help them to ensure they can achieve this goal. If their goal is not achieved by the end of the 9 weeks, they can roll it over to the following 9 weeks. If they do achieve their goals, they will want to come up with another one to work towards during that next 9-week period.
Okay, I'm going to be talking about our team schedule. There's a link on this presentation again, it takes you directly to our webpage that has our schedule. Okay, our schedule is kind of difficult to understand, but at this point, the students have already grasped the whole concept of the rotating days, the rotating blocks. So the students are experts at this now. So if you ever do have a question, you can ask your child, or as well, we do have our emails up here on the website as well. You can always reach out to one of us and we will definitely assist you. Okay, brief rundown of the schedule. This is what it looks like as far as a time throughout the day. Like I said, we do rotating blocks. So your child does not have the same subject every day. So meaning we don't just teach math in the morning to your child every single morning of the week. They do rotate. So one day they'll get it right when they get to school, the midday, and then the last part of the day, just to rotate it. Because we feel your child learns best like that. That way they're not getting one subject at the same time every single day. Okay, but a detailed list of the schedule is on the website, okay? Also, we do have our rotation schedule here as well too. So the way you would read this is you follow it by your child's homeroom teacher, and it tells you what their rotation is, either rotation 1, 2, or 3. and the day of the week. So if, let's say it is a Thursday, you're in Miss Kelly's room, you're going to come to right here and look at this block right here. Rotation 1 would be their English language arts. Rotation 2 would be math, and rotation 3, science, social studies. And that's going to be the same thing. Like I said, it just depends on your child's homeroom teacher. Okay, lunch times for each of the class. If your child's in Ms. Baker's class, you go to lunch from 11:10 to 11:40. Ms. Kelly's class and my class, they're all up here. The specials, they have the same special each day of the week with the exception of Friday. Friday, it does rotate, and we do have the alternating schedule here. Okay, so if you are in Ms. Kelly's class and you have A on that day, so the Friday, August 20th, it says day A, then you're going to have whatever special you had on day A. Okay, there are certain requirements that we have to meet as far as specials. So that is the reason why we're doing alternating schedules on Friday only, just to keep up with all that stuff. Okay, if you have any questions, like I said, feel free to reach out to any one of us. And then also you could always ask your child because they are experts at this schedule already, sometimes even better than us at this point. Okay, thank you.
Hi, today I'm going to talk about the Dynamic Duo team schedule. If you just use this link, it will, if you click on this link, it'll take you directly to our website for the Dynamic Duo for Ms. Cares and Ms. Quinones. We have our schedule is underneath our picture and all this first general information about us. We alternate our schedule here by minutes is here. And then underneath that, we alternate days. It's so that your student is not learning this math the same time every day. So basically they will follow their homeroom schedule. So Ms. Cares homeroom, they will start with Ms. Cares on Monday, Wednesday, and Friday in their first block. And then on Tuesday, Thursday, they will begin with math with me. My homeroom will switch like that. So basically my homeroom will start with math Monday morning, Wednesday, and Friday with me. And then on Tuesday and Thursday, they will start with Ms. Cares first. And then we have found that it makes it where they are not learning the same subject at the same time every day. So in the afternoons, when we have been here for a long day, we're not always doing science or we're not always doing social study every day of the week. And underneath all of that time schedule, you will find our lunch times. So Ms. Cares lunchtime and Ms. Quinones lunchtime for their homerooms. And then our special schedule. Ms. Quinones' special schedule is the same every week except for Fridays. My students go to PE on Monday, Wednesday, and then on Tuesday, Thursday, Tuesdays they go to the STEAM lab. On Thursdays they go to music. On Friday there is an alternating schedule. So you will see the alternating schedule here. For instance, this week is September 3rd, so it's a C week. My homeroom will go to PE. Ms. Cares' room has been divided to go with the 4 different other 5th grade classes due to the number of classes for the specials. Her schedule per student is posted in my room and in both of their rooms. So it doesn't matter if they're at the portion of the day if they're with Ms. Quinones, their schedule is posted at the front of my classroom. And so they will know where they belong, even on the Fridays when it alternates the days. So you can go through and you can see each on the Friday for week that ends in October 15th, it will be an A day on Friday. Your kids have already gotten pretty used to this schedule. And so if you have any questions about it, they can explain it to you. Again, this is the Dynamic Duo page discussing our hourly schedule along with how we do our daily. We have found that it helps them switching like this, again, so that they are not always learning the same thing every time, every day. Thank you.
The 5th graders made self-portraits in reading. They would like to see if you can find which one is theirs. You might have to do it after the parent orientation has actually played so you can go into their class slide and look at it and have time to look. But each one is numbered and your child knows what their number is, so make sure you tell them what number you think is theirs and they'll tell you if you're correct or not. Thanks.
Thank you for listening. Have a great evening.